Yo guys, what's up? Okay, so it's time for the second part of this. Little Nog, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo, a 205 light heavyweight, and a good boxer, I believe. Um, he got a gold medal for the South American Games. He was a super heavyweight boxer. And the Pan American Games, he won the bronze at Rio de Janeiro in 2007. With 22 MMA fights, he has a good bit of experience. Alright, now let's look at this. He has, let's look at who he's beaten. Now, he's beaten a lot of guys. However, he has lost to Soku. He lost. Well, let's go with the notable guys first. Guy Mesger, Alistar Overeem, Kazuhiro. I don't really know if he's that notable anymore. Kazuhiro Nakamura. So, Dan Henderson, who we beat. Shogun, who we lost to. Alistar Overeem, who we won again. Sokaju, we lost. And yeah. So there's 6 notable guys he's fought. Now, out of those 6, let's see who he has beaten. Guy Mesger, he beat Kazuhiro twice. Alistar Overeem, he beat. Dan Henderson, he beat Overeem, beat again. And yeah. So, out of, if you just look at who he's beaten in not 3 matches, like 3 guys he's beaten that are notable. Now let's look at Ryan Bader, an Ultimate Fighter contestant. He was on season 8. Now, the main guy that I see notable enough to say, hey, you beat this guy, would be Keith Jardine. Once again, he's like, he's 11-0. I see, however, something to mention. He was actually in college, he was a wrestling partner of soon-to-be, hopefully, heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez and CB Galloway. And so they're like a trio, they're really close and all, and gotta hope that Cain knocks out Lesnar. That'd be really easy. But I just have to give it to Little Nog because it's just, I think the experience will take over and be able to say, oh, I know what he's gonna hit me with. Oh, I know this. And on top of that, when you've been doing it for this long, the technical aspect comes into play too. Also note that any references I make are either from knowledge off the top of my head or wikipedia.com. Okay, so this is Frank Mir. Now, let's look at who Mir has fought, who he's beaten, who he's lost to. Frank Mir has beat, as a notable guy, Tim Sylvia, who obviously broke his arm, lost to Brandon Vera, beat Anthony Hardong, beat Brock Lesnar, beat, was that Big Nog or I'm almost, yes, Big Nog, that's right. Dominated Big Nog, lost to Lesnar. I don't know if you could call Czech Congo, notable, but the fact that he beat him at striking and not grappling, and then Shane Carwin, who lost it. So, 8 notable fights. Now, let's see, out of those 8 fights, who's he beaten? Now, first off, I want to mention the Pete Williams fight, which was incredible. He had his arm like all the way freaking over here, like this. You know, like way over there. I could tell he was hurting. So, Tim Sylvia, who he beat, Anthony Hardon, Brock Lesnar, Antonio Nogueira, Czech Congo. So the 8 I mentioned, 5 are the ones that he's beaten. Now, in my personal opinion, Frank Mir is beyond overrated. He's a veteran, he's been a champion, but I just think he's way too overrated in what he can do. Now let's look at Crow Cop. Obviously, he's a Croatian. That's the name Crow Cop because he ran for the parliament and became a Croatian cop. So, it's for the anti-terrorist unit. So, he was also a heavyweight kickboxer that turned into a mixed martial artist. He was a Pride superstar, and let's see here, he's had a total of 38 MMA fights and 45 kickboxing fights. 21 of his victories in MMA have come by knockout. 31 of his 40 wins in his boxing or kickboxing, whatever record, came by knockout. So, now, let's look at who he's beaten. First off, you look at his kickboxing record. He made Bob Sapp cry. Now, this dude is like, literally, like, you look on the packages of, like, these little weights and all this, and you see this big buff guy, that's Bob Sapp, okay? In a minute and 26 seconds. And Bob Sapp wasn't just strong either, he was a boxer that almost got knocked the fuck out by Mike Tyson. But he made Bob Sapp fall over on the ground and cry in a minute and 20 seconds of the first round. So, I mean, that just right there shows his kicks. Notable guys. Keith Haring. Big Nog, who we lost to via armbar. Actually, that might have been Little Nog, I don't know. Alexander Emelianenko, who is Fedor's brother, beat him. Mark Coleman, Prime, or Physical Prime, beat him. Lost to Fedor, beat Vonderlei, that's 6. Lost to Gabriel and Czech Congo, 7-8. Had a no contest with Lee Star Overeem, 9. Lost to Junior Dos Santos, 10. And beat Pat Barry, 11. So this guy's had 11 notable fights. Let's look at who he's beaten. And that's not including making freaking Bob Sapp cry. Okay. Actually, he gotten a decision draw with Vonderlei, too. So, draw with Vonderlei. So, he beat Fedor's brother. He beat Mark Coleman. He beat Vonderlei. He beat Pat Barry. Mustafa Altur. Okay, so 5 notable guys beaten. So obviously, not including Bob Sapp, he's a lot more experienced with tougher guys. Now, Mirko Crow Cop, his quote, right leg hospital, left leg cemetery. He's one of the few guys that, if it's like Shane Carwin, for example, he'll hit you a few times. He will, if you sit there and eat it, you will go down, but it takes him a couple times. One head kick from Mirko Crow Cop. It's pretty much a guaranteed knockout. So, I believe, because I'm not too much, I'm okay with Mir as a fighter, and I'm a bit less neutral. I don't like him as much as a person. But as a fighter, he's pretty exciting. I think Crow Cop is, it all according to me, who's in the right mindset. In the previews, Crow Cop said he might try to do jiu-jitsu with Mir, and Mir is sitting my try and stand with Crow Cop. Now, people are sitting there saying Crow Cop's not the guy who was, all this and all that. While it is true that he isn't as good as he was, I swear he will kick Mir's ass on his stand-up so bad, okay? It all according to who's in the right mindset. Mirko was the original, not Chuck Liddell. Mirko Crow Cop was the original Sprawl and Brawler. And if Crow Cop can keep it stood up, Mir will be going home drinking through an IV. I'll just go ahead and get the medical records ready right now. But Mir, on the other hand, if he ends up getting a takedown, Mir is very controlling, not by weight or just weight in position, but technicality and the technicality in his body positioning. One of my coaches I've had, he weighed 170, but it felt like 250, said Coach Andrew, who was the assistant coach, because of the way he positioned himself. And that's Frank Mir's such technical skill. I believe that if Mir gets into the ground once or twice, then that will be it. But I'm going to say Crow Cop via knockout. And